our Tremolo series.
In this series, we're going to share with you tremolo pedals by some of our favorite manufacturers.
Thanks for joining us. All right, today we're looking at the tremolo sounds contained in the Wampler Terraform, and the Beard's going to begin the breakdown of the two different sounds that are in there.
The breakdown. Yeah, I mean, first of all, we got this pedal specifically because we were doing the Leslie Sound series, and we wanted to feature the Leslie part of it. So we've done that. There's a video out there about that. We also did another video where we kind of broke down some of the features, looked at like the expression pedal, looked how you can save presets, how you can change the routing of things,
Like pre and post.
Yeah, like say you put a overdrive in the effects loop, how you can run that before the effect or after the effect, even on different presets. So you could, anyway, and we'll put a card up.
Right. For one of those episodes, and maybe even the one where we interviewed Brian Wampler. Maybe. Gratuitously.
Right.
Put that one up.
We did that too.
Nice guy.
Yeah, real nice guy. What a enjoyable interview that was. So, with that said, today we just want to jump into the tremolo sounds as part of the tremolo series. So this offers two different tremolos. It offers like kind of your standard tremolo, and it offers a harmonic tremolo. And Brian Wampler was actually the guy that we asked to find harmonic tremolo for us. So, I think we get right into it. What's nice about this pedal has, envelope filters, Univibe, Leslie, Ottawa, tremolo. I probably can't name them all. Chorus, auto swell.
Every one of these little guys is a different effect.
Right. So it's a really, really nice multi-effects unit. Easy to use, really powerful, tap tempo, all that. So starting on the regular tremolo, you have 5 knobs that vary depending on the effect that you have. So for the tremolo, we have a rate and a depth, and they do exactly what you would expect them to do.
Right.
And then we have a volume, which can give you up to 6 decibels boost or minus 6 decibels, depending on where you turn the knob. And then there's a variable and a blend. So in the regular tremolo mode, actually in both modes, the variable is the amount of time. It's how long you hear. How would you say
I was saying how much you hear of the guitar and how much you hear of the effect. So to the left, it's really choppy because you're getting less of the clean signal of the guitar. And as you go to the right, there's a longer space between.
Sometimes we see in some of the pedals it's like off time and on time or something like that.
The kindergarten explanation is you hear more guitar to the right and less to the left.
It works. And then the blend knob in this is the stereo field. So we're running it in stereo because it's stereo pedal.
Right.
And we'll come back to that here in a second and explain what we mean by the stereo field. Let's start with...
So Revolta Mondata 8 through a Tyler Ampworks JT22 and a PV Classic 30. Reference tone... what am I playing? And if you have a guitar with 3 pickups, you have them all on at once, which is what I generally do.
All right, so just the tremolo with everything kind of, the depth up a little bit, the rate up a little bit. So we have the volume boosted a little bit to take care of the perceived volume knob, because that's very important when you're the only person playing in a room.
Right.
So.
I think I got it close to unity. It might be slightly juiced just a little, but yeah.
So let's do the variable knob first. So we'll start in the middle. I'll go all the way to the left. You should hear it get much more choppy.
Yes.
And then we'll go all the way to the right.
All right.
And he talks, I think the quick start manual talks about that being the width of the tremolo signal.
Mm.
So when you were just playing and I was thinking about it, I'm feeling like when you go to the left, so if you have your tremolo curve,
right.
you're kind of squashing that.
Right.
So you have off and then your tremolo curve and then off.
Mm.
And when you go to the right, you're taking that curve and pulling it.
Right.
Hand signals make
pulling
it out. So that's the variable. The other thing that we talked about that's a little different on the tremolo than what we'd find on the harmonic tremolo in this pedal is the blend knob, and that's the stereo field. And so what you'll notice, if I roll it to the left, the signal seems to get more in unison with itself. Mm-hmm. So both amps are kind of doing the same thing.
Right.
And so they're both here. And then as you roll it to the right, we start to spread it out. And the farther right we go, the farther we set that. So we'll have one amp panned in one ear and one amp panned in the other ear. So let's start that one all the way left where they'd be kind of in unison.
All right. Yeah, before the camera came on, I played it, and I couldn't figure out what it was doing, but the way you described it makes perfect sense.
I think it's still hard to hear with amps sitting right next to each other and going that way instead of at us.
The two amps are literally touching each other, or very close to it, and they're 8 feet over there, pointed that way. But you could hear it get bigger. So I think that was the spread that I was hearing.
Do we need to... So you have tap tempo and stuff. I don't think we need to run depth and...
I mean, if you just want to show the rate, because sometimes we talk about the top speed of a tremolo. I don't know what the top one is on this one because we didn't really do it. I mean, I could just strum a couple chords and...
Do you want to do that with depth then too?
Sure.
Do you want to take depth all the way off, go middle, and then we'll do the strums on the right?
All right. Whoops. How about I turn the volume on the guitar up? We use the term usable, unusable. Sometimes I do, or ring mod. That was very fast, but not starting to oscillate or anything like that. I mean, it
doesn't get that kind of digital ring modulation kind of sound to it.
No, there's anything wrong with that. It's just when I'm not sure what the circumstance would be. I would use it because I'm pretty vanilla over here, but it's a great sounding tremolo. Right. And we haven't even gotten to the harmonic one yet.
Right. So now we take this knob over here and we roll it down one, and we're in harmonic. We'll go back to kind of a reasonable rate and depth and take the blend back to the middle. All right. Maybe it has something to do with the way the waves move, but it seems a little hotter. It felt like he was driving the amp just a little bit. Yeah, and it got kind of weird there
It
at the
did.
very top. I wasn't expecting that. But it was cool. Variable does the same thing. Speed does the same thing. If you just want to give, like, we'll do top speed, 1 strong. Of course, you have the tap tempo.
Right.
So you can tap in your tempo, and that's really, really handy. Especially with a tremolo that can really drive the rhythm section and stuff.
Right. And don't quote me. I'm going to say it so he's not on him. We think the expression pedal is assignable to different parameters. So in addition to the tap.
We went over it in the video, but there's been so many pedals and so many expression pedals since we did that.
That's why I said it.
But I think you're right. I think you can assign the expression pedal to different...
Because I often don't pay attention.
And then the blend knob now changes.
Yeah.
And so this becomes more of a tonal thing.
Yep.
It is the cutoff point. So in a harmonic tremolo, you have 2 waves. You have the low frequency wave and the high frequency wave that are running opposite of each other. Mm-hmm. So when one's going down, one's going up, and they're kind of crossing. Right. And so this knob will change where that cross happens.
Changes the intersection.
Right, changes the intersection of the tremolo cross.
Right.
Wave.
Right.
Something.
Robert Johnson Crossroads. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna. That's probably
where on that wave do you have to sell your soul?
Exactly. Right. You decide. Just go ahead. You're just gonna move it, or okay. So perfectly blended. Like probably right in the middle. Right in the middle of the row.
So without seeing pictures and having Brian Wampler explain that knob to us, we just landed on darker to the left and brighter to the right.
Well, and I was thinking as I was playing it, full big sound, demo sound to the left, cut through the mix sound to the right.
Right.
Because when I like something, it's like, I got to brighten that up a little bit because it's going to get lost.
Right. So... I'm sitting there going, true.
Yeah, I know. This channel has really changed my playing tonally, like to try to be more aware of where I am in the mix and not just get the biggest, fattest, fullest sound I can get. Yeah. It's a painful journey, I must tell you.
So, is there anything else on there?
I don't think so.
This is, I want to throw out before we end, we're wrapping up here. The sounds, the Leslie sound that we got out of it was really good.
Yep.
The tremolo sounds that we're getting out of it are really good. And we'll stop there because we haven't done it, but we already know that this is going to be in the next series that we do.
Right.
And 2 other series that we've talked about maybe in the future, it would be in that. So it really is kind of like the Swiss Army knife. But the thing is, I don't think... We had a multi-effects pedal down here one time that had a whole bunch of different modulations.
Right.
And you were sacrificing tone to use it.
That's a true story. It was not made by Brian Wampler.
Right. And it wasn't bad.
No.
I mean, and I think we said in the video, if you don't know whether you like tremolo or rotary or whatever, this would be a great pedal to get and experiment with because the price on it was great and everything, but you were sacrificing tone.
Right.
We're kind of old school in that. And I'm sure, the Helix and Kemper users would flame us for that. But we're old school in that, like, we like analog effects and we like kind of standalone effects. Like, if I want a Leslie, I want a pedal that does Leslie. Or
he wants a Hughes and Kettner this big with a tube in it.
The tube in it. But, I mean, if we want... Yeah. We typically go, like, we're going to put a pedal for the sound that we want on.
Right.
I think when we've used this pedal... we've been pretty happy with the sounds that are on it. Like I could see if I wanted a board with one pedal and wanted to be able to tap into a bunch of those, especially the presets on here and stuff, that would be a great choice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hats off to Brian Wampler for putting a multi-effects pedal together.
And he spent a lot of time on this. He was going to release it one NAMM and waited to a longer period of time. And I think this is his first foray into this form factor and probably a multi-effects pedal. If I'm not.
Well, and we did ask him in the interview, like, what other types of pedals could you do in that form factor?
He got really quiet.
Although I got the feeling that he did say something about you could do this type or that type.
Right.
You have to watch the interview.
Right.
So I think with that, we always like to take a moment and pause. Thank everybody that's watching. We really appreciate those of you that are subscribing, clicking the notification bell, hitting the like button, leaving comments below. Tell us what your favorite, the last couple times I think we've been saying, tell us what your favorite feature on a tremolo pedal is. Like, what are you looking for in a tremolo pedal? In the comments, stop by Instagram, Facebook. All those things really help the show out, and we really appreciate the people that are doing that. And just appreciate you for watching. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. Mr. Barber.
You want some Barber?
This is direct drive. I think the chopper crashed. It was like... Did
you hear it then?
I did.
Here, hit a note once.